Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My very first video was about my wife's grandfather's 1966 Framus Texan, built in Germany. It's an acoustic guitar where we gave it a well-needed refresh, went into some of the history about the guitar, and heard how it sounded. In case you missed it, click the link in the box somewhere on screen. Today I want to share the story of my Garrison G40 acoustic guitar, which I've had for about 18 years now. Garrison was a Canadian guitar brand that used some pretty innovative technology for the early mid-2000s, which I think you might find pretty interesting. I'll share a bit about my journey with this instrument, go into a little bit of the history of Garrison guitars, look at some of the specs of this particular guitar, and then we'll give it a listen. Finally, I'll share my future plans for this beauty, so let's dive in. Before this Garrison, I owned a Washburn D10 SCE acoustic guitar. That was my very first guitar after graduating high school that I purchased with my own cash. Now, while the Washburn was a pretty solid guitar, I never really clicked with it. The plug-in sound was terrible, and the acoustic sound was a little bit too bright for my liking. Now, to be fair, I was plugging it into some pretty bad amps at the time, or directly into PA systems without any sort of preamp, so the tone issues may have been my fault.
Does the word duh mean anything to you?
It had a cutaway which was awesome, and its playability was pretty solid even though I never gave it a proper setup. On March 26, 2007, I decided it was time for an upgrade, so headed down to my local shop, shout out Kranz Music, and started browsing. Nothing in my price range at the time really clicked until I picked up my Garrison G40. It had a warmth and resonance that just blew me away. The best part is that I snagged this guitar for half off. It was on sale. I think it was being discontinued. And I happily put in a few extra hours at my several part-time jobs at that time to be able to afford it. And yes, I kept the original price tag and pickup receipt in the case all these years. The Garrison G40 was my main guitar for years and years. I practiced on it, recorded on it, and we even gigged with it in my old band. Probably never heard of us, but we were pretty big in Japan.
Frank, my life is a lie! My life is a lie! Somebody's gotta get stabbed!
For my years, the Garrison's smooth neck, projection, rich tone, and resonance are its strongest qualities. The only real issues I have with it are that it's missing a pickup system and doesn't have a cutaway, which I'd grown accustomed to over the years. Played the heck out of this thing throughout the early and mid-2000s, but as they say, time marches on. By the late 2000s, our band broke up due to life getting a little bit too busy with families, jobs, and other hobbies. Sadly, the Garrison became a dust collector. Even though I haven't played the Garrison, or any guitar for that matter, much over the last decade, this thing's aged like a champ. There's been no warping, cracking, neck bend, or fret sprout, despite northern Canada's brutal winters and humidity swings.
It's so satisfying to see snow being removed off the roof.
And until recently, I haven't even really taken care of it. I wonder if that has anything to do with the unique characteristics of this instrument. Why don't we take a couple minutes and delve into that? In the late 1990s, amidst the rocky, rugged coastal landscapes of St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, a revolutionary guitar company was born, Garrison Guitars. Founded in 1999 by Chris Griffiths, Garrison Guitar quickly gained recognition for their high quality and innovative approach to guitar making. At the heart of this innovation was the patented Griffiths Active Bracing System, or GABS, a single-unit brace made from a fiberglass-like material. Attaching the neck to the body was the Griffiths Active Blocking System, or GABS. This design allowed for faster production, uninterrupted resonance, and enhanced structural stability, setting Garrison apart in the industry at the time. Garrison was also one of the earlier adopters of CNC routing and laser cutting technologies for guitar manufacturing. This also enhanced their precision and production speed. Garrison also offered a range of dreadnought-style acoustic guitars to suit different musicians. The G series, designed and manufactured in their 2,000 square foot Canadian plant, featured all solid woods found in North American forests, bolt-on necks, and UV gloss and satin finishes. The more affordable AG series, manufactured in China, utilized the patented bracing system for the top with traditional back and side bracing. In 2007, the iconic Gibson Guitar Corporation acquired Garrison Guitars, aiming to expand their acoustic offerings. It was during this time that the St. John's factory began producing Gibson's Songmaker series guitars. Unfortunately, due perhaps to the Songmaker's poor sales or logistical difficulties with remote manufacturing, all production ceased around 2009, and the Canadian factory closed its doors forever, marking the end of Garrison Guitars' brief but impactful journey in the music world. There's actually a lot more to the history of Garrison Guitars, its innovative founder, and eventual merger with Gibson. So please comment, like, or subscribe if you love music lore and want me to dive deeper into that intriguing story. Personally, I love these kind of music history videos, and if you do too, check out the 5 Watt World channel on YouTube. It's one of my favorites. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty on my G40 specs. The top is made from solid Engelmann spruce, which is a North American tree also known as white spruce, silver spruce, or mountain spruce. I didn't know anything about this type of wood, so I went online to do some research.
Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
The fine people of the internet tell me that tonally, Engelmann is a bit different than Sitka spruce, which is the more common guitar top material by far. Engelmann spruce tops are known for their creamier, whiter color and lighter weight. It's less stiff than Sitka, which allows the top to vibrate more. This, among other things, means the overtones produced are often stronger and richer than they are with Sitka. It has a more complex, stronger mid-presence, giving a slightly smoother and less compressed sound. This excels in lighter play, especially fingerstyle. However, when played with greater vigor, all the extra frequencies can get a bit washed. Sitka, on the other hand, is a more consistent and versatile wood. It has a broader dynamic range and a clearer defined sound in all manner of playstyles. Sitka is heavier and stiffer than Engelmann, which means there are less overtones and complexities going on, which can also lead to a more compressed sound. Neither wood is better than the other, and it all depends on what style you're going for. I've played Sitka and Engelmann spruce guitars and love them both. The back and sides are made from solid mahogany in a satin finish. The neck is solid mahogany. The fingerboard and bridge are made from solid rosewood, and it has a tusk, nut, and saddle, which is a synthetic bone. Inlays are made from abalone sandwich. Custom Garrison individual gold-plated tuners, and it came with a 5-year warranty at the time. The intonation was controlled by the Buzz Fightin' tuning system. The scale length is 25.4 inches and it has 20 frets. Optionally, you can get an electronic version of this acoustic guitar, but mine's pure acoustic. You could also get a left-handed version at no extra charge. I made all recordings in my budget-friendly home studio using light-coated phosphor bronze strings, an AT2035 condenser microphone, and my solid-state Logic SSL2 MK2 audio interface. I'm using Reaper for a DAW and use the Acoustic in a Mix EQ preset to account for room dynamics. Otherwise, everything is as clean as I could get it, minus the playing, of course. I've chosen a sample of Canadian rock and alternative riffs from the 1990s and 2000s, as these were my main influences as a late teenager and early 20-something. Hope you enjoy. Here's take 102 of Spirit of the West. Here's some City and Color. Matthew good. Here's some 3 Days Grace. And we always need some Tragically hit. All right, so that is my Garrison acoustic guitar. I hope you found that interesting and learned something. Pretty cool guitar, pretty cool company. Wish they were still around. And it's strange you don't see this technology in newer guitars, really, that I'm aware of. Maybe you're aware. Let me know in the comments if you are. So now what? Well, life is pretty busy. I'm a family guy in my 40s with a full-time job. I've got other hobbies. That being said, I'd love to get back into making music again, recording, playing live, maybe even writing some original stuff if inspiration strikes. And I've apparently started a YouTube channel, so that's cool. I did, I recently thought about getting rid of this Garrison, maybe replacing it with a Martin or a Taylor, something a little fancier, a little pricier, something with a cutaway, something with a pickup system built in. However, I just lowered the action on this thing, put some new strings on, and to be honest, this guitar works just fine for me. It suits my needs perfectly, and I really do enjoy it. So I decided to experiment a little bit instead. Picked myself up one of these. What's in the box? This, I'm not sure if you can see it, is a Fishman Rare Earth mic blend pickup. It's a combination magnetic pickup for the strings, and it has a microphone built in as well. Now you can run those two channels or two lines independently and then mix them down the line, or you can blend. You can have 100% mic on a single line. You can have a 100% mic, 100% magnetic, or a blend of the two. What I find interesting is that with the magnetic thing, I think I'll get to experiment with my Spark amp a little bit, which I think will be pretty cool to get some effects going. So I'm going to play around with that pickup system for a while, see what I think about it, and of course you'll find out when I make a video. And if I choose to install it, I'll probably make a video about that too. There's video ideas about everything. Yeah, so I also plan to record some covers and maybe even some song tutorials, guitar lessons. You'll probably hear me sing at some point in the future. Cover your ears. Anyway, if any of that sounds interesting to you, don't forget to hit comment, like, subscribe, do all the things. Help me fondle the YouTube algorithm and help my channel grow large.
Nice.
Also, if you have any sort of guitar or instrument you love or have a cool history with, love to hear about that in the comments as well. So thanks for sticking around this far. Take care.